Hello there. Thanks so much for joining me today. My name is Stephanie, and I will be your yoga teacher for today. I have created this splits series for people who are looking to get into full splits. This is something that takes massive dedication and work. I read in a book one time that flexibility comes in about half an inch to an inch every year with daily discipline. Okay, you can take that how you'd like to, but that sounds like a commitment to me. So, committing to full splits and being able to do these types of things aren't an instant gratification kind of thing. They're something that you're going to have to work on every single day to master them. All you're going to need is 2 blocks. If you don't have blocks, you could use books. You could use anything to just lift the ground up to you. Pillows aren't going to be so good because they collapse, but maybe a rolled up blanket could work too. We're going to start in straddle position. So if you can't come onto the ground into straddle with straight legs, we're going to take the block and sit on it. This brings the ground up a little bit. Okay, and it allows us a little more room to be able to get our legs out. Okay, so just come where you are today. All right, be accepting of the position that your body can get into today. Acknowledge it. Show that body some love for even being able to get here on the floor like this. And go ahead and send the legs out long. We're going to sit up nice and tall to start with. And we're going to do side bends. So it's going to pull, and it might not even feel really comfortable the first couple times you do it. But stretching our sides, it's just really beneficial to be able to get into the splits. So we're going to inhale, and we're going to sweep that right arm up overhead. So this left hand is going to be where it feels comfortable for you. So if behind this left leg feels good, just make sure you're keeping the chest lifted up towards the ceiling. Okay? If you feel more comfortable with this hand in front of you, by all means, find what feels good here. We are trying to feel the pull all down that left side body. Maybe forgetting about that stretch in the hamstrings and in the thighs from being seated in a straddle on the ground. End goal here would be to come all the way down and grab that foot. Inhale back up. Now we're going to go over to the left side, stretching all down this left side body. We're going over to the right side, stretching all down the left side. So go ahead and place this right hand. If you had it behind the leg on the left, do the same thing that felt good on the other side. Sweep that left hand up and overhead, maintaining that chest lift and the gaze is up towards the ceiling. Keeping our feet flexed. Active feet always protect our joints. And inhale back to center. I'm going to remove the block because it's too much for me. So we're going to bring in this right knee in. Okay, so just feel this, sit up nice and tall, and we're folding over this left leg. We are trying to keep a straight back, okay? So inhale, arms up, and exhale, we hinge from the hips to fold. You're not going to come all the way down. That's okay. Just be here, acknowledge where you are, accept where we are here. We are working on it. Keeping that left foot active. And maybe a slight bend in this left leg feels really nice. We're not trying to kill ourselves here. We're just trying to do a little bit of a stretch. You don't want to stretch too hard because then you're not going to want to show up tomorrow. And we want to show up tomorrow, okay? Every day. And yes, every day will be different here. I have 5 of these days planned. I programmed them that way because I think it would be smart to do Monday through Friday, take the weekends off, and then come back on Monday. Go ahead and sit back up. Now we're going to spin around. So right leg out long, left foot tucks in. Sit up nice and tall, facing that right foot. Inhale, arms up. Hinge at those hips to come forward. Yes, this should be a massive stretch. It's good for us. These stretches will actually help our backs just as much as our legs. Keeping that right foot active. Slight bend in that right knee is welcome. And go ahead and sit back up. Go ahead and send that left leg out. We're coming into pancake. Okay, blocks will be useful here. You can put them under your sits bones, or you can put them here. So this is more of a resting position for you. Trying to keep the spine straight, right? We're not rounding. Straight spine. Chest is puffed. Okay? Slight bend in both of those knees. Winning. Okay? So we're not trying to kill ourselves here. We want to be safe with this. Longevity. It's a journey. It's not instant. No one besides a 2-year-old can master splits overnight. It's so fun to watch little kids just flop and just spread wide open. It's like, man, why aren't we challenged to keep that up? And here we definitely have both of our feet active. We're actively kind of rocking through them hips to fold at the hips, right? We don't want to bend the back to get down to the floor. We want to be able to bring our belly to the floor. It's a good way to see it. Not our forehead, but your actual tummy to the floor. I like to hold this one longer. I think this is this pulls at the inside of your thighs really good. And splits, it's a very necessary stretch. So I'll always hold us in pancake a little longer. Also, we hold here a little longer because we don't go from side to side. We're literally in one position. So we can hold it a little bit longer. And slowly go ahead and come back up. All right. So now you can go ahead and bring those legs up and windshield wiper them. Windshield wiper the legs. All right. Beautiful. Just go ahead and come into an all fours position here. You can take your blocks on both sides of your mat. And you don't have to get into a perfect all fours. We're just bringing that right foot up. Low lunge here. So while we're here, you can bring these blocks here. So you're bringing the earth up to your hands, okay? I don't really ask you to dump a lot, but we're going to safely dump into that left hip flexor and that right hamstring. Okay, so you're feeling this right now, probably more so in this hip flexor, which is great. The more you sit up tall, the more it's going to pull. Okay, just breathe. Okay, we're going to have to figure out the directional energy breath during these 5 days. talk a lot about this on my channel. But basically, it's easy. Our energy flows in and out. Okay? Imagine when you breathe in, imagine it filling up that tight area, say in your left psoas here, or hip flexor. Say it's really tight. So we breathe in and we send that oxygen all to that hip flexor. And we breathe out to let it all go, okay? It's just an image you put in your mind towards the direction of the energy flow of your breath. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and push back and come into our half splits here. Okay, so this is where the blocks are a little more necessary. We want the spine straight here. We want our hips squared, okay? Because when we come into full splits, we want square hips. We don't want to splay. Go ahead and put a little bend in that right knee. Flex that right foot. Straighten that spine. And really, really, really dig that heel in to feel that stretch all down that right leg. Breathe. Very nice. Half splits. We do these quite a lot in our yoga flows, and these are so beneficial for our hamstrings. All right, we're going to go ahead and release that right, and immediately go ahead and bring that left up. So first things first is just to make sure the knee is not splaying over the ankle, and go ahead and feel into this lunge. Sitting up back nice and tall to feel this all in that right hip flexor now. And maybe here we can play with that breath, sending that energy to that tight hip flexor, or wherever you are feeling it the most. Just being aware of the body, how we're making it feel. And go ahead and push back into that half split. Squaring those hips, pointing the left feet up, straight spine, and a little bend in that left leg. And breathe. Very nice. You can go ahead and release. All right, so we're going to do it all again. So let's go and get back on our straddle. And of course, we're starting with the side bends. We're going to go right side stretch first. So go ahead and put that left hand down. Right arm sweeps up and overhead. Chest stays lifted. Gaze remains towards the ceiling. Getting that stretch all down that right side body. And hopefully feeling it in your legs too. Good. Inhale slowly back up. Plant that right hand, sweeping that left hand up and over. Stretching all through the left side body here. And slowly begin to come on up. Pull that right leg in. Inhale, both arms up and fold over that left leg, keeping that spine nice and straight here. Nice little bend in that left leg. And slowly peel yourself up and switch legs. So right leg goes out, left leg pulls in. Inhale, arms up and fold. Hinging at those hips, straight spine. Trying to get that belly to the thigh, not the forehead to the leg. You might notice that you go a little bit further this time than you did the first time, and that's very normal. I would prefer you to be warm when you do these, but it's up to you. This would go really nice after a yummy power flow or vinyasa. Slowly come back up. And now we're coming into our pancake, so send that left leg back out. And if you liked the blocks or the pillow last time, go ahead and take those again and hinge from those hips to come forward. Keeping the spine nice and straight here. Sending that breath to the tight spaces. Slight bend in the knees is great. Toes are pointed towards the sky. They're not rolling forward or backwards. Maybe a little grin on that face. You should be proud of yourself for showing up and doing some work on you. Slowly pull yourself back up. And we will bring the legs together and windshield wiper them. Release the hips just a little bit here. And then we're going to come back into our half splits. So let's go ahead and meet back in the all fours. And bring your blocks and then bring the right foot up. So same things. Making sure that knee is not splaying over the ankle. Sitting up nice and tall here. Sending that directional breath to where it's tight. For me, it's my hip flexor on the left side. And we're wanting to keep the right knee in too. We're not wanting it to splay out. Square hips. And we're going to push back, half splits. Still keeping the hips square. Maybe a slight little bend in that right knee is good. Foot is flexed towards the sky. Back is straight. Trying to get that belly to the thigh. Just breathe. Digging that heel down and pulling back on it will deepen that stretch. Beautiful. Come up, release, and bring the left foot through. Same things on this side, of course. Coming up nice and tall here. Making sure that left knee is not splaying over the ankle. Hips are square. Chest is up and lifted. And you may find, of course, like the pancake, you might get a little bit deeper the second time around, and that's good. That's why we like to do it twice. Of course, if you have time, repeating this again would be great. Very nice. Let's go ahead and push back. Keeping those hips square. Nice little bend in that left leg. Left foot is pointed towards the ceiling. Straight spine. Hinging at the hips. Trying to get the belly to the thighs. Very nice. Slowly, you can come on out of this. And if you want, you can come onto your booty and windshield wiper those legs. Way to go. Day number 1 for the split series is completed. You can go ahead and give yourself a big pat on the back. Or you can give yourself a round of applause. I look forward to seeing you back tomorrow for day 2 of our splits flow. Have a great day. Namaste.